Hi everyone and welcome to Mama Social, the podcast. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Kayleigh, and we're here to talk motherhood, womanhood, and all things adulthood.
So grab yourself a bev and enjoy. This is an unforgiving light and it makes me look hideous.
Who's having the lions this weekend? I was like, me needs the lions, me no sleepy. I was like, your dad must have done this when you were a kid because I don't understand where it comes from.
Aldi wooden toys should be like concert tickets. You can't resell them for anymore. Can we just talk about school communication, right? Because right, obviously Oaks has only been in school nursery for 4 weeks. I've got 3 different apps.
Oh.
Why?
Oh.
I would call myself a cheese monster. Will you tell us when we're recording? Because I feel like I just have something that I need to say.
Say it.
Say it. Right. I've had a slight issue with my giant beanbag, I believe. Right, let's all just grab a cup of tea because...
Oh, what a week.
Oh, what a week. So...
Hold on, you haven't had a sip yet.
I know. Oh, that's a good one, Sam. That's a really good one.
Double sipsies.
My thing that I've got to say, right now I've just put a little bit of makeup on in the car, okay? Right. This is what I do all the time before I come here. But when I'm looking in the mirror in the car, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you look all right. You look a bit put together. You look decent.
Fit, I would say.
When I see the content, okay? When I see our podcast content, I can't even watch it.
Care less about what you look like and think more about the content.
I'm not the type of person that's bothered about what I look like, right? You will see me in every kind of state out and about.
But you know what the issue is? This pink light.
It's a light. This is an unforgiving light and it makes me look hideous.
I don't know what to do about
it. It has to go. At some point, Kayleigh, it has to go because I see these lovely reels of this gorgeous content that we get, right? That people spend hours doing and putting together. And I have to quickly go past it because I think I'm going to pick myself apart.
Oh, Lauren.
Like, I'm going to absolutely pick myself apart.
Get logged into BetterHelp and get some therapy because that's crazy.
But no, because I genuinely just think it's the light.
No, it is the light.
It's just the light. Like, I look
but the light's the same on
in
me.
The natural light putting me makeup on. With me fresh makeup. And I'm sorry, but my skin's looking all right at the minute. Here, I look like a corpse.
Right. Sam, have you got the remote just for shits and gigs? She's sucking her tea.
Like, no.
No, I don't. So if we can get a static non-light that's just the image, then I'm okay. But we can't turn this off for right now because there's...
Oh, yeah, well, I don't think we can turn it off right now.
What does that look like?
What do I look like? What do I actually look like in that
Beautiful.
That camera?
You know what you look like? What you look like outside? Because you haven't got a big pink, purple light on your head.
So I feel like that light makes me look grey.
Yes,
right?
but also that now can't see it. We haven't got any identity.
Yeah, no, so maybe what we need to do, okay, is
we need just
get
image.
some permanent markers and we'll colour these in black.
Or purple.
See that? Well, I look less dead, don't I?
Yes, of course.
Like I look. So it's a really bad light. It's
guys.
Really
let us know what you think. Pink light or no light, and
really affecting us.
You know what?
I'm not. Look at myself. Listen. I'm thinking. Obviously, I work in an aesthetics clinic, and I know that I'm a little bit overdue some top lip filler. Right? I need to get some.
No, you're not.
I am. So I just need a little bit just to plump up this middle of my top lip because I feel like sometimes I look like I'm sucking on a straw or like me. Top lip stuck to my teeth.
That is my
I'm also
lips.
really overdue my Botox. I really need to get that. There's far too much movement in that forehead.
Yeah, I've never seen your head move like that.
I think I might go on a big treatment spree.
I think, how old are we?
9 months.
Right, so I think this is a normal thing at a 9-month postpartum. Everybody goes, I need to do something.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but not everyone sits in front of this goddamn purple light every week.
Right, so you come in. No, listen.
Colour it in black.
This is not black.
Why?
That colour, purple. So if you come in early and colour that in.
Well,
we'll turn it off. But until then, unfortunately, the pink stays.
I'll take it home. Oaks can help us.
No, you'll break it. The dogs will jump on it.
I think I can do it.
No.
I think it could be worth it.
I don't think this is interesting for anybody else to listen to. So should we move
Anyway,
on?
I feel like shit, okay?
How has your week been?
To be fair, in my own camera, I don't actually look too bad. Right, my skin looks quite glowing.
Oh my
I actually don't look too bad. From that side, I do. That's horrific. But obviously with that light, so it must be because
tell you
the
what,
camera's
turn your
there.
chair further round.
What do you mean?
So like if you twist your chair so you're facing more there. And remember back in the day when we were in my office,
used to face forward.
we were facing forward and we would go, hello you.
Well, then who am I talking to? Because you're there.
We'll figure this out later. Next episode, you'll see us all like in different dimensions.
Right, okay, well, I might face this way a little bit.
How's your day been? Side profile. Day?
Is this my good side?
I don't know people's good sides because you've just got your side.
What?
Both sides the same side.
I have got a good side, but I actually think that side might be my good side.
I think we're losing listeners right now.
Right, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, how's your week been?
Stressful. You know how last week you told us off for doing it to myself?
Oh, yes, yeah, you got a little bit of a telling off.
I got a telling off. It got worse. But
less sleep.
Less sleep because more work, more deadlines. But it'll all be worth it when we get to that point in the project where we can, oh my God, look at if anybody's watching this on YouTube, she looks like a parrot just sat on the side looking at us with one eye. So, yeah, I'm doing it myself. I can't take you serious. Put your head
I'm not
normal.
outside now. I'm not outside. I'm looking at you directly, but just tilted to the side slightly.
Anyway.
Right, so less sleep.
Less sleep, but I did sleep last night.
That's good.
For the first time.
A full night sleep.
Full night. I don't know if Eva woke up or I was just unconscious because it's the first time in months she's not woke me up during the night. So maybe I just, ignored her. But guess what I did? Hadn't drank for a couple of weeks. I had a glass of red wine.
You put yourself into a coma.
Comed up.
Wine coma.
It was so nice to go, what a week, finish it off. But then I hate that I've done that. So I'm like, why did I needed to have some trip or something like that.
That's fine.
I know.
Like, it's absolutely fine.
I know, but I was trying to be strict.
If you need a little wine to unwind, and but you don't need to be strict.
I know, I'm
like, you're not an alcoholic, you don't have a problem.
I know.
Like, you don't need to be strict. If you need a wine to help you unwind and then go into a really deep sleep, then have the wine.
Yeah.
I was tempted to have a wine last night. One of Glenn's friends brought us a bottle of rosé around, and I thought, oof, I might have a glass of that.
Yeah.
I didn't. I just had a really long bath.
I had a long bath last night while ordering us some costumes and a suitcase and something else random that I can't remember.
I always order random stuff. I order really random stuff, like in the middle of the night.
Amazon, I think.
Like, I used to do it all the time when, like, I was breastfeeding Ovi and I'd be up quite frequently. Mm-hmm. But sometimes now, obviously, he still gets up in the night for one feed, usually. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I just order random things and then something will turn up the next day and I'm like, what is this again? Yeah. Really random.
My whole hallway, which isn't big anyway, is just filled with massive boxes for this Mama Social campaign stuff that we're doing. Nicole's just ordered everything to my house. And I'm like, how am I now going to get this all the way to the office? I know it's only round the corner, but like, I'm going to have to do about 15 trips.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Look at me boot.
Use Dale's van.
They're in Scotland.
Oh.
The next 2 days.
Away again.
Away again.
Life of Riley.
No.
Life of Riley. Honestly, Glenn's been night shift the last 2 nights, right? And I couldn't have had 2 more different bedtimes.
Right.
Saturday night was absolutely horrific. One of the worst bedtimes I've had to date. So I'd spent the day at Glenn's mum's with the kids while Glenn was at football. And then...
I bet she really likes that.
I'm sure she does. I really liked it. And then obviously his cousins are there and they were having tea. So I thought, well, he can have, like, Oaks can have tea with his cousins. But then it was like 5 o'clock by the time I was going home, and I knew that Ovi would fall asleep in the car. So he did, and he fell asleep for like 20 minutes. So as soon as I got in the house, I woke him up. And yeah, I just effed up bedtime. I effed up bedtime so bad. So then Ovi wasn't interested in going to sleep. So Oaks was just refusing to go to bed. Like, just downright refusing to go to bed. So I was like, right, well, I can't really argue with him when Ovi's not in bed and like Ovi's with me. So I ended up with the two of them in my bed, wide awake. Ovi didn't go to sleep until nearly 9 o'clock. Bearing in mind their bedtime's between 6:30 and 7. So 9 o'clock by the time Ovi finally went to sleep. And then it was about 9:30 by the time Oaks went to sleep. And for some reason, the baby monitor in Oaks' room wasn't working. Like every so often, it just needs switching on and off to like...
Or bend the wire or something.
And it wasn't working. And I really wish it had been, because some of that footage would have been hilarious. At one point, I was dragging him across the floor of his room by his feet because he
back to his
didn't
bed.
want to get into bed. Did not want to get into bed. He was clinging onto the baby gate like, no. I was like, just go to bed.
Lunatics.
Just go to bed. But then he woke Ovi up. So Ovi had been asleep for maybe 45 minutes or something. And then I was like, you have woke your brother up. It's took us this long to get him to sleep. So then he got into bed. I went and settled Ovi. And then by the time I'd settled Ovi, Oaks was asleep. So awful bedtime. But it wasn't that awful, because I just kind of accepted it for what it was, instead of like getting myself all worked up about it. I really wanted to have a bath and wash my hair. But I just thought, right, it's not looking like that's going to happen, Lauren. Just enjoy Inside Out. So that's what I did.
One or two?
Two.
So good.
It was good. So I just enjoyed Inside Out. And then last night, both sound asleep by 7. Lovely bedtime. But then both wide awake at 1 a.m. Ovi woke up at 1 for a bottle. Then he's just doing this thing in the middle of the night now where he's refusing to go back to sleep.
But it's morning.
Yeah, but it's like, he doesn't even want to be cuddled or anything. He's like a fish out of water in my arms, like trying to get out. And I'm like, stop it. Go back to sleep. But then as Ovi was doing that, Oaks woke up. Oaks has got a bit of a cough. So he was standing at his gate going, Mom, Mom, Mom. So I went and let him into my bed, started trying to settle over again, and Oaks is shouting over the landing, can I watch the telly? Can I watch the telly? And I was like, it's not even the middle of the night at 1 a.m. It's just like nighttime. It's night. And I was like, no, you need to go to sleep. So then he was going, Daddy! And obviously Glenn's on night shift. So yeah, I just keep having really awful bedtimes. And then, so I've got to the point now where Ovi's awake for so long that I think I need to put him down and walk up. Like, I need to put him down and leave him. So I have been, and he screams for a good half an hour.
Have you done that? I think next week we've got a sleep consultant coming on to talk to us. But there's one thing that I've learned from her where, like, you stand next to the cot and you move further and further away. Like,
as soon as I put him down in the cot, he's like, he flips over really quickly and he's like,
what are you doing?
So I've just had to shut the door and walk away. But he's lying down crying. Where if he was sat up crying, I'd probably go back in. But I just watch him on the baby monitor thinking, you're just fighting sleep. You're just fighting it so much. Like, just go to sleep. And like I think I've had to do that for maybe the last 3 or 4 nights. And he does fall asleep after about half an hour. But just stop it.
Just stop it.
Just stop it.
Well,
I'm naked.
Dale had said on Friday when we were getting in bed, he was like, who's having the lions this weekend? I was like, me needs the lions. Me no sleepy.
Right. I begged for a lion. Did you see Glenn's Instagram story on Saturday?
About the coffee?
Where
Like Riley or
he'd
something.
made us a coffee. So this was, I swear to God, this is the first lion I've had probably in 3 months. I begged him for it. I was like, please, I need a lion tomorrow. Like, please just, you get up with the kids. So he did. And then obviously he came up at, I think it was 8:20. He'd made us a coffee and then put it on his Instagram
Just
story.
for the Instagram story.
Saying, how I've got the life of Riley, like as if it happens all the time. And I really took the bait. and bit. And then he was just winding us up about it all day. But it was a lovely lie-in. God, I could have stayed there for another few hours.
Well, what I've noticed is as soon as we say, we'd agreed that Dale could have the lie-in on Saturday, and I'd have it on Sunday.
Did the kids slept in?
They slept in.
Yeah.
Every single time it's his lie-in, they wake up after 7. Yeah. And I'm like, can we just say this every day? That you're getting up with them and they'll just like miraculously stay in bed.
Isn't it mental that we think the lie-in's like after 7?
I know. I know. What is this?
Anything after 6:30 is fantastic.
What is this like?
Even if it's after 6, I'm quite happy.
But if he gets up with the kids, I wake up, but I just lie in bed. I can't go back to sleep.
Oh, I can.
I can't. I
Can
struggle.
at a minute. Like I'm out.
Like a light. No. Yeah, so that was my lie-in. Us all getting up at 7 because I was like, oh, well, I've got stuff to do. And then yesterday, did she have a little lie-in? I think she did. I think I got to 7 o'clock, which I was like, right, let's go. Bacon sandwiches on. But can we get straight into our pits and peaks? Because this just moves fantastically into my pit.
Come on then.
Pits and peaks. So, what is wrong? I don't know if Glenn's different. I imagine he's okay. In the 12 years me and Dale's been together, I think we've been shopping 15 times together. And I don't know why I thought it would be different this time. Because he is the biggest, whingiest baby of all time. So we're going away this week. So I was like, we've got last bits to do. We all want new trainers. Let's go at the Metro Centre. Clip and Climb's there. We can go for lunch somewhere. We can make a day of it. He's like, yeah. And normally be like, oh, okay. He was up for it. We got there. And as soon as them doors opened in Marks and Spencer's, because we have to get the cars for the kids, the trolley cars.
Yeah.
Kids are obsessed. His whole demeanour, his attitude, he turned into a stroppy baby. And I was like, the hell is wrong with you? I just hate it in here. I'm like, then switch her out because we've got shit to do. Oh, a rhyme. Freddie is too big for the trolleys, the car trolleys.
I was thinking that when you were saying it. I was thinking, surely Freddie doesn't fit in those anymore.
Doesn't fit in them now. So, and there was a Jobsworth. He was an inch and a half too big. And she was like, he's too big. I was like, how, where? He's 2 stone. He's 2 stone
got
1.
One of the 2-seaters.
No, that was the one we were trying to get. And she wouldn't let him.
Yeah, but could you not have just pretended you were getting a 2-seater for Eva because she only likes that car?
No, because they both sat in it. And then she got him out to measure him. And I was like, you are a Jobsworth. Like, what does it matter? So he basically sat on the front of the bonnet and held on for the whole trip around. So it was more dangerous.
Yeah.
Than if he was just sat in the car. Anyway, so he whinged. He complained. He was like, I thought you said you didn't need anything when I'm like running around Zara. You know, when he's like, you panic shopping because somebody's like, how am I? Blah, blah, blah. Then he was like, I'm not getting, where we were eating food, he was like, I'm not getting trainers. I was like, why? He said, I just want to leave. And I'm like, we've come here for trainers. Yeah. We've got the kids' trainers. And I was like, well, I'm going to get trainers. So you're going to have to stand in the store or just go. And I was going, just leave and go and sit in the car. I was like, I am done. Like, you are ruining my day. I was like, you're a big baby. And then Freddie started copying. I was like, learned behaviour. I was like, your dad must have done this when you were a kid because I don't understand where it comes from. Then he wouldn't let us go to Clip and Climb.
Why?
And Freddie was like, but Daddy, Mummy said. And he was like, shut, come on. And I'm like, he's not blind. He can see a kid climbing up the Clip and Climb. Like, so we had to go. So he didn't get trainers. I purposely walked around Primark for about 25 minutes, looking at all there's like an extension at Primark.
Yeah, I know, I've seen it.
Massive. All pyjamas, that's weird.
Listen, I'm not going to lie.
He was an arse.
I'm not a fan of shopping in real life.
Really?
I just don't love it.
I really enjoy the process.
Do you? You know what? I've got to really be in the mood for it. I've got to be really in the mood and I've got to have a lot of money. Like, I've got to have a lot of available, like, do you know what I mean? Because it's no fun going shopping when you've got no money. Like, what's the point?
Of course. Well, you don't go shopping then.
Eileen goes every week, every Thursday, Metro Centre. 8:30 a.m. she arrives for the shop's opening. She'll be standing outside of Zara as the shutter goes up.
No.
Honest to God, my mother is a shopaholic. She's a shopaholic.
That's a bit... Sorry, Eileen.
If I ever go to the Metro Centre with my mum, she's on like first name terms with all of the staff in all of the shops. Like, they all know who she is, and I'm like, oh.
She's a creature of habit.
Mm-hmm. I always wind her up, and I'm like, you do know that they'll all be like nudging each other and rolling their eyes when you walk through the door.
Oh, bless her.
Thinking, oh, not her again.
Hey,
here she comes. You go out the back. You hide behind the till. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of shopping in real life.
No, I like the experience.
And what I don't like
being rushed.
I don't like being rushed. Yesterday. But I feel like I probably do this to my mum. So if I ever go shopping with my mum, like, my mum likes to look at everything and she likes to try everything on. And I probably end up like Dale, thinking like, oh, for God's sake, I want to go home. I'm sick of this. My feet are hurting. But like, if I'm trying to shop and say I'm with Glenn, and Glenn will just like stand behind us, and it really irritates us. Like,
go and look at your own things.
Like the presence of someone just lingering. And I'm like, go away.
The experience of getting the trainers for kids was mental.
Yeah, I can imagine. Because sometimes Oaks will say that he wants shoes, but then when it comes to trying shoes on, sometimes there's a lot of screaming.
To be honest, it wasn't the kids.
Been in the past anyway. I don't know what it'd be like now.
It wasn't the kids. It was how bad the shopping experience was in that store, which will remain nameless. Remain nameless. But we stood there. Dale would give the shoes, and then, I'm not kidding you, 10 minutes later, I was like, excuse me, where's these shoes? She was like,
you just tell us what shop it was? Because I just really want to know, because obviously I did 11 years in retail.
It's not that shop.
Okay. I'd be very disappointed if it was.
No. I wanted to go to JD, and it was just because this one was next to Zara, so work that out.
All right, okay, yeah, shoe.
Yes, shoe. And I went over, I said, excuse me, where's these trainers? She was like, I thought you wanted the feet measured. And I was like,
well, what's the foot measure then?
Wait, no, but okay. Like, anyway, she couldn't apologise more, but I was just like, yous look like there's no manager in, you don't know what yous are all doing, you just run around like headless chickens. But the kids finally got some trainers, and I swiftly exited when the payment card machine arrived. I was like, oh, your turn.
Bye.
So yeah, and then we got in the car after I shouted, I'm done, I've had enough of you today, like, and I went on a little bit, and I marched ahead, dragging Eva, got in the car, and instantly his whole demeanour and everything changed. And I was like,
it's as if he just relaxed.
I was like,
is he just on edge in that environment?
Don't speak to me. Like, I have had enough of you. Got back to the house, and his mum and dad came up with all of our, Louise had got all of the kids' clothes for holiday and ironed them and stuff, so she was bringing them up. And I was like, Martin, how are you shopping when these were kids? And Louise was like, oh, horrendous. He's still horrendous now. And I was like, learned behaviour. Mm-hmm. I was like, you have ruined your son, and now my experience.
My kids will love shopping, because, I mean, well, maybe not because of me. Glenn loves shopping. Well, Glenn thrives in Zara, loves it. He'll be there for it. He's a trier on her as well. It really gets on me now, so when people want to try everything on.
I had to try on some bits yesterday because everything's made for Jolly Green Giants, and I'm so short in the leg that every pant in Zara.
See, where really I should try everything on, because I'm so long in the leg.
Yeah, so that was me pit. Me peak. Let me just double check.
I don't know what my peak is.
What?
No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I'll have to quickly think of one.
Oh my God. Can we? Oh, me peak. You know that event that you pied us on?
Oh, yes.
Lauren always pies me on events.
I do. Listen, I don't have a lot of social battery.
But I will always invite you.
Oh yeah, always invite us, because there will be a time that I do want to go. But sometimes the logistics don't work.
Yes.
Like that event started at what time? 6:30?
7:30.
Glenn gets in from work at about 6:20.
Oh, don't you have to justify?
So there you go. It was.
I already know 90% of the yeses are no's.
Yeah.
That's okay. I know that. But at that event, we were hanging our coats up, and these two girls like came over, scurried over, and they were like, "Are you Mama Social?" And I went, "Yes."
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
That is me.
And they were like, "Oh my God, we love your podcast." And then they started like just bigging up everything. And I was like, "Oh, like, it's so lovely." And Nicole was there, who works for Mama Social. And it's the first time she's like, and she was like, "Oh, this is so good." And I said, "Oh, so are you friends? Do you both work at this agency?" And they were like, "Oh no, like we met on a Mama Social walk in Sunderland like last year." And she is literally my lifeline. I couldn't imagine doing motherhood without her.
Oh, that's so nice.
And she was a model, and she brought a friend to this party, and she was like, "I just can't believe we found you." She messaged the podcast Instagram saying, "It's me, hello," like, because I said, "Please message us," like, and yeah, it was just a really lovely moment of, you know, when you think, well, we are supposed to be doing. We are actually doing it, like, making them connections.
Yeah.
And that walk doesn't exist now. It was the Barnes Park, I think. Or maybe we've got a new one. But the woman who originally did it, it was such a big group. And just to know that out of that big group of people, them two have stayed so close. And I imagine so many connections after that. But it was like, it was lush.
That is really nice.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It was really, really good. So that was my peak. But can we have a conversation?
Come on then.
Aldi wooden toy event.
Oh, I didn't bother this year.
Did we talk about... No, I've never done it.
Oh, have you not? I sent my mum last year. I didn't go.
Did we talk about it last week, or did we just
talk
talk about it in life?
I feel like we might have mentioned... I don't know.
We spoke about it last week, but was it on the podcast? No, Sam is shaking her head. We must have been in life talking about it. I was shooketh on Saturday.
Did you go?
No. But all the parent leads were like, Did you get what you wanted? They're like, the groups were kicking off. And I was like, what's going on here? Clicked it. And then one of the mums had shared one of her posts in the group. She's got a big following on TikTok. So I clicked on it.
I know who you mean. I've seen it.
And she was like kicking off about stuff. And I was like, that's surely not. So then I scrolled, and all of the feed was about resellers.
Yeah. So people going to Aldi and just buying stuff to resell it.
Stockpiling. And I was like, who on earth?
Who can be asked?
Who can be asked? But also, please, if you feel like your child needs that wooden toy so much, do not go on Vinted and buy it off them.
No.
Like, they're going to... I don't understand.
There's
one of
similar
the things
stuff in other places.
Where Smiths have got the same toys.
Yeah,
or
similar stuff. Like
toys.
IKEA's as a kitchen and all that stuff.
I was like fuming that parents are fleecing other parents.
But you know what? It won't even just be parents.
No. So I then got a message, because I'd put a story on saying, don't you dare get out the queue and get back home. Somebody had messaged saying, I'm at Aldi getting my kids Christmas presents. And I'm like, no, do your thing. And she said, I've actually just witnessed a grown-ass man, clearly looked like an alcoholic because he had 50 toys and a bottle of vodka. And he was gloating to the cashier that he's going back home now and he's going to put all these on Vinted and he's going to make X amount of money. And I was like, surely, it's sad that little... Well, you don't want to have to put a... Oh, so is it Little or Aldi? Aldi. Sod. For naming the wrong supermarket. But remember when toilet roll was a thing in COVID where everyone just started like stockpiling shit roll? Like, they're the same people. And we shouldn't have to put a restriction on how many toys that I'm getting.
Yeah.
But also, if you know that that man's doing that, awful, awful man. And there's one girl on TikTok, not just one, but somebody's got, who was like, I am a reseller, what are you going to do? And she's just covered in these like wooden toys.
People went for it, didn't they?
With the green top on.
I'm not sure, but I did see one that was like, I didn't expect all those, but I didn't watch her original video.
Mm-hmm. It's just really sad that
it's just
you're doing that. I know side hustles are a thing.
Oh yeah, side hustles are a thing. But maybe Aldi wooden toys should be like concert tickets.
Mm-hmm.
You can't resell them for any more.
There was something for £200 on Vinted. Your Hannah had texted us. Did she send it to you?
No.
She'd messaged us with like a screen. She'd gone on Vinted and she screen recorded, and there was like a kitchen or something for 200 quid. This is please do not go on Vinted. Eva, at the time when I was looking at this, was playing with a pack of cards and some wooden knives and forks and spoons, for like parties.
Yeah.
Like the ones in packs. She was just had them out and she was playing with packs. She wasn't playing with that room full of toys.
I sent my mum last year and we got loads. I did not resell anything. And we got like two of a few things by accident because my mum had gone to 2 different Aldis and just like grabbed whatever she could get.
Yeah.
And then obviously we returned them.
Yeah.
We returned the ones that we had double of.
Yeah. Or gift them.
Yeah.
So yesterday when I was doing my little story, I was like, actually, I've got a garage. The other week when I did my playroom out, all of that was still left in the garage. It still hadn't gone to charity shop. I was like, anybody want anything? Come to me garage. I had about 6 people turn up.
No.
I've got the Paw Patrol stuff, big box of all these massive Paw Patrol stuff. They're getting gifted. They're getting picked up today. And I just thought I'd rather you have them. Yes, they're going to go to this charity shop and be sold on. But for right now, come and get the wooden doll's house. Come and get the big water fountainy thing, all the prams. Yeah, so I had like some sort of little shop going on yesterday. People turning up in the afternoon, just taking stuff off me drive. But yeah, I was just like, it really wound me up. So there we are. Your pits and peaks?
I feel like your picks and peaks have gone on for that long.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I mean, I didn't have any anyway. But
yes, I don't blame
I haven't
me.
forgot them. But maybe we just need to skip past this part of the episode now. I'll just give you some quick ones. The pit of my week is the rubbish sleep.
Yeah.
The peak of my week is work. Going to work. I enjoy going to work.
You get many facials.
Few.
Yeah.
Few. I've really flung myself back into my facials and I'm really, really enjoying it. I love it. I love doing it. Love it.
Good. We know how sensitive my skin is, so we're not going to do any more facials on me.
Okay.
So, there we are. A quick, I think because we've got a lot of share your shit, I think we'll just quickly, the topic of this week, we don't really need to go into, but what I need to advise everybody is that the school administration form is now available. So you've got until the 15th of January, from now until then, to get
apply for your kids' school place.
Yeah. And so you're going to have 3 places that you have to put it on, and it won't accept without the 3 schools on.
Well, I did it with 2.
Did you?
Yeah.
Have you done it?
That's a lie. Yeah. And I only put 2 on.
Have you already done it?
Yeah.
I haven't done
I did it the day it came out.
Oh, where was my reminder?
I didn't think I would have to remind you.
No.
Why did I even remember? I think I got an email from Oaks' nursery, and I think I just thought I'll just get that done right this second while I'm on my phone. And I only put 2 in.
When I done it for Freddie, they must have changed that because you couldn't go past.
Nah, I definitely only did 2.
Okay.
Let's check. But I think I went to put a 3rd in, and then I thought, what's the point? Because I don't actually want to go to this school anyway.
Yeah.
So I just put the 2 in.
So I think we should put a link to that form, Sam, just so we can put it on for everybody. But there's no panic to do it now because you've got until the 15th of January. But I know from our school, because there's only 60 spaces,
that it's
basically first come, first serve.
What am I looking for? Will it be under
admission form?
School admission.
Yeah. But it's like, how do I know which school that we're going to put Eva because it's Freddie's school?
Yeah.
But like, what are the things
Submission
to look out
confirmation. For? Yeah, look, I only did 2 schools.
Well, They must have changed that.
And I did that on the 30th of September, the day that it opened.
There we are. So, couple of things that I wrote down to think about if obviously you've got a first-time child going to a school. And you could tell me what your thoughts are. So, top tips. Facilities. What has the school got to offer your little one? So for me, that play to learn was a really important piece for the first 2 years of the school. A lot of schools still don't do it. But for me, I wanted that nice transition. I couldn't imagine. Like Freddie now is sitting at a desk and it's a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, well, because remember when I had that whole school freak out thing. Yeah.
So look at what facilities are available. Green spaces, location, how accessible the school is for the school run for me. Yeah. All them cars.
Do you have to do yours in the car or can you walk?
I can walk 100% because it's there, but I don't have time because I've got to then go to work. So we've got to park, fight with people to get car parking. Yeah. I'd hate to live in that street.
I know, but Glenn says this all the time. So obviously we have to drive to the school. We're not in walking distance, but it's only like, it's a 6-7 minute drive. And I always park like round the corner. I've always got a bit where I usually always get a space quite far back, a little walk round. And Glenn's always like, oh, I'd hate to live in this street. I'd hate it. And I think, yeah, but if you're buying a house here, you know what you're signing up for. Yeah. Like if you buy a house there, you are aware that you are buying a house that has a school right there.
But imagine if you've got kids,
going to be a nightmare
at that school. Perfect.
Oh yeah, off perfect. Lovely. Get over the road.
Get over. So look at that. Extracurriculum activities. Our school is rubbish for them.
Is it?
Like the after school club is just basic. Like,
how do you even find out about all that? Well, Oaks is just nursery at the minute, isn't he? So there wouldn't be any for nursery.
There's nothing for nursery. Every school's different. Yeah. Like some schools don't even let reception kids go to the after school or breakfast club.
I'm thinking that I need to get Oaks into more like just doing more stuff because I do feel like he's got a lot of energy and he always wants to be doing something. So I just think like, do I need to get him in some things? Like, so I was thinking some swimming lessons. But Glenn's mum's offered to take him to swimming lessons because there's one like close to hers on a day that she's off work.
So would she pick him up from school and take him?
Well, no, he would probably go on a Saturday. On a Saturday morning.
Oh, I would try and do it after school.
Don't think there's a lesson then.
Oh. Well, then that stops the whole conversation.
Actually, I've messaged them. I wonder if the message is back because I couldn't find any of his.
She's just checking her admin.
Yeah, they have. Hi, Lauren. Many thanks. 4 minutes ago. It's as if I knew. In saying that, just because there was no, I need to put him in stage 1 and there was no stage 1 on the website. And I was like, can I get on some kind of waiting list for this stage 1? So see what they say. So I think, so what other activities are good for 3-year-olds? Well, obviously he's coming up 4.
Are we talking about like hobbies? So like football, tag rugby.
Tag rugby?
Yeah. What's that? It's rugby, but they're just the pulse like this. Remember that game where we used to have tea towels hanging out your bag?
Yes.
Like they don't
you used to play in school and you'd have like a tail and people would come pull it out.
Yeah. So
that's like a club you can sign up for.
Yeah.
You just tag.
Rugby tots.
Rugby tots.
Yeah. But for the school, like remember when we were at school there was always a football team. Netball.
Cross country.
These things happen. But our school only want the like primary school. So they had cross country. All right there, Sam, with your maple crunch. I bought everybody like croissant-y pastries and Sam
was just rustling in the bag to
trying to
start eating a bit and she was really trying to be quiet and it really just
distracted us.
Wasn't that quiet?
Yeah, and I don't know why, this whole cross-country thing for the whole of County Durham, every school was invited, and there was kids from other school on Freddie's year group. Our year group didn't even get invited. So a couple of I wasn't asked, but a couple of the parents are like, kicking off. So just ask about Freddie's only curriculum, after school curriculum thing is a games thing on a Wednesday, like retro games. So they're playing like Pac-Man or
Crash Bandicoot.
Sega on an old Sega
Class.
Mega Drive. So he's really enjoying that, but that's only 45 minutes and then he goes into the after school club for the next 45 minutes. So I always think have a look at that. Classroom setup, similar to how do they do their classes. And gut feeling, speak to some like people who go to that school and see, because ours is known for having bad communication, but it's got outstanding on Ofsted. And
can we just talk about school communication, right? Because right, obviously Oaks has only been in school nursery for what, 4 weeks? I think 4 weeks. I've got 3 different apps.
Oh.
Why?
Oh, no, we have one.
3 different apps to keep up with, but then they put updates on the Facebook group.
Oh, no.
Then I've been added into a messenger chat with nursery mums. How am I supposed to keep up with everything?
No, just don't, like me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm notorious for being like, is there anything I've still got sugar on my chin from that pastry.
I obviously can't see it past the microphone. Or I would have told you.
Yeah, just we've got one WhatsApp group where there's a couple of us mums who need real mums to be like, anything on this week? And they're like, yes,
Anything I need to know? Yeah, like God. So we've got a task for before half term. We have to have made a family tree. So he has to take a family tree in.
What, an actual drawing or a tree?
Well, it can be whatever you want. It's like
to a plant and hang your pictures.
And hang them on, get some little pegs.
Yeah. I think do that.
I mean, that would be very cute. And then they had a day last week where they had to go in wearing yellow. And then, is it this week or next week that they've got to take like tins of food for harvest?
Oh, harvest week.
Yeah.
Did your school ever do the harvest dance? Do your partner.
I can't remember, but I do, because I went to the school that Oaks is in. Okay. And I do remember taking like tins of food and stuff in.
Yeah, but did you not have
harvest.
like a country?
I don't know.
And we literally all knew the dances, and I loved that disco.
I can't remember.
And one of the songs was something about do your partner. I've just looked on Class Dojo because I don't know how to turn the notifications on. Oh, look. Oh no, see? Tag rugby trials for years 5 and 6. Why? Give it to the whole school. Here, what's this? Coffee morning reminder. When was the first mention of this? 15th of October?
Yeah, I think there might have been a coffee morning hours as well.
What? Anyway, get off this. It freaks me out. You know what Freddie's enjoying doing though? So Freddie's a mint reader. So he wants to read Eva. Eva's now got homework books. And he wants to read Eva her homework book.
Adorable.
Can I show you it?
Wow, that's a lot of bubbles there. Let's give the books a good shake. It's super
Listen.
bubbly. Then turn the next page. You shake it like this.
Oh, Kayleigh.
Oh, whoopsies.
Oh, Kayleigh, that's adorable.
I know.
I can't wait for that to be Oaks and OV.
Oh, whoopsie. Oh, honestly, so every night that's Freddie. He's like, he feels like important that now Eva comes home with a homework book and he's like,
oh, that's
I'm
really
going to teach
adorable.
her how to read. Eva, shake the book.
Oh,
So cute. I love him.
I'm turning the page.
Right. So,
So we'll put a link. Yeah, but we can't
why?
because it's all different councils.
Oh, is it?
Well,
no,
yeah.
HMRC. No, not HMRC. It's Gov.
No, it's council, isn't it? It's a council. Like it's.
No, I had it up this morning.
Obviously, I applied it through Sunderland Council.
Administration.
Didn't I?
I didn't know. No schools admissions. Gov.uk. and then you'll click on that and that'll take you to your local provider.
Right, okay. So we'll pop that link in the show notes. And so who has to apply for school? Anyone whose kid would be starting in September 2025.
And if you've got a kid going into secondary school, you only have until the 31st of October to put your application forward.
What, so until 2 weeks' time?
Yeah. So if you've got a year 6 student,
I can't think about.
You need to get that in 2 weeks, or you just get put wherever they decide. Where's there's places left. Terrifying. So, hope that helps. So we've got a couple of share your shits, Loza. Share your shit. Share your shit.
I'm a staff nurse in the health visiting team, and there are so many women feeling like a failure or really stressed and overwhelmed and exhausted because they're trying to still work 9 to 5 full time, clean, cook and bring up their babies. Decades ago, you lived on the same street as your mum, nan and auntie, and women on the street were also mums, and whilst one was doing the cooking, the other might have done your washing for you whilst you fed the baby, or someone looked after all the children whilst one would go make a big pan of soup. Soup season. Life was simple. We need to take it back to basics, but unfortunately we live in a world that doesn't accommodate this now.
No, we can accommodate this.
Oh, listen, we can't.
We can.
I'm not looking after the streets kids.
Yeah, but you can make the soup.
I'm not making the soup either. I'm going to the shop and I'm getting myself a lovely carton of soup, and I'm sitting in the house and putting it in the microwave and doing it myself.
Oh. Right, so hold on. We can't go back to that because that doesn't. But we've got to be able to take elements. Why doesn't that
exist anymore? It doesn't exist because women work.
Yeah, then women
That's
probably
why it
didn't
doesn't
work.
exist, because all women, well, not obviously not all women, but not all men either. Like, it's just, but women work a lot more than what they used to years ago. Like, if you look at our mums, like my mum, like growing up, my mum was a school dinner lady. So my mum used to be out of the house at dinner time, and that was it. She'd be in, like, she worked part time. She was a single mum, like, and so I feel like her house was clean. Do you know what I mean? Because she had all that time, because our kids were at school and she only worked a few hours a day, where most women now work full time.
Yeah.
Some may work part time, but I mean, even if you work part time and you've got kids, it's hard work to do everything.
Yeah, so that's why we have to go back to the old times.
But I feel, but why can't we? Why don't we? Is it because it's
you
just not
don't want to make the soup?
because I don't want to make the soup. I could maybe be the fun one. Because I don't want to look after everyone's kids either. But I think as well, like, do you think just things aren't as safe anymore? So, like, kids aren't out playing in the streets as much anymore.
Yep.
And I don't know, because I live on a lovely estate where the road that I live on isn't a busy road. Like, there could definitely be kids out there playing Kirby.
I love
if they wanted to.
Cannot wait to introduce Fred to Kirby. Like, we could do it now.
I'd just be too scared of smashing windows.
Yeah, but think of where our bungalow is. That's perfect.
Right, but I don't know if
but also,
my window would be.
No, you wouldn't. But there's no kids in our street.
Yeah. You're too close to a busy road as well. That would give me major anxiety.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's not a proper main road. It's a
through
road.
It is. You're telling me people don't fly down there? That road that goes all the way through there. People will fly down that.
I'll be telling them off.
Yeah. You'd be standing there with your hairdryer. Have you seen
God, that is
clips
such
of
a
a
good
woman
idea.
that done that? That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I think you're right. We can't go back to the proper traditional, but there's got to be some more support available. It's got to be.
I'm not sure if there is.
Don't.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
but
like,
hold
I'm
on.
not sure if there is, like, because.
But think of, like, them two lasses.
Unless you lived in a street with all of your family and your best friends.
Like I want in my life.
Like, then yeah, maybe you can go and, like, I'm not going to go knock on my next door neighbour and say, can you just look after me kids and I'll make you some soup?
Sylvia would. Sylvia would love that, my next door neighbour.
Yeah, she probably
But
would. With the lovely monkey tree and
oh,
I love
gorgeous.
that tree.
But Saturday, the boys went out for a couple of beers. So I'd said to the girls, come round with the kids.
Yeah.
Safety in numbers.
Yeah.
The kids
That is-
played unbelievable. And because we haven't had a proper catch up, like, it was so nice. I made just tuna pasta. There was nothing in my house.
Yeah.
And, like, I always make food for everybody. So I was like, right, I'm making tuna pasta. I was just putting any old shite in it.
Yeah. I do know what you mean, because it is, but again, that's not like my neighbour's kids.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I suppose if one day in a few years' time, after we've lived next door to each other for a long time, we might be really good friends and we might do that. But yesterday I was at work and Glenn, Glenn's best friend, his fiance, and their 3 kids came over to ours. Mm-hmm. So when I got in, I popped to Asda first and I got a couple of pizzas, like meal deal pizzas, just whacked them in for everyone. And everyone was playing lovely, and it's lovely. The day before, I'd spent the day at Glenn's mams with all the kids. Mm-hmm. Last week when Glenn was at football, me and 2 of my friends with kids spent the day together at one of their houses, because it is nice to all be together. So I do know what you mean. So yeah, do that. Maybe not in the literal sense of it's got to be the people in your street.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because that's
fine.
when I read that,
It's
I'm
your
thinking
village.
I can't go out into my street and be like,
help!
Yeah. But yeah, in that way, like, if you've got your friends, if you've
It's
got
fine in your village. It's like them 2 wifeys that we met at that event. They found their village.
Yeah.
There's only 2 of them. I don't know. They must have other friends, but like they rely on them 2 so much, spending quality motherhood
Because it is
together.
a lot easier.
So much easier.
When there's a few of yous together. And yeah, you're right. One, like, for example, last week at Charlotte, I was outside with the kids playing on the play area.
Not making soup.
Definitely not making soup. And I think Charlotte might have put some food in the oven. Mm-hmm. There you go.
There's your village.
There.
So, lovely. Next one.
Next.
Oh, should I read this one?
Yeah.
School run?
Yep.
Oh, get that out of there. I was in charge of the school run, and instead of heading to the football practice, I got lost in my own world, drove straight to Tesco, 4 kids in the back, all in their football kits, just staring as I parked outside the supermarket. She's just shared her shit. I've done that loads.
I forgot Oaks' school bag last week.
Oh, Eva doesn't have a bag.
Really bad. I felt, because I feel like he's just, obviously this is a new situation for him, as it were, like we're a few weeks in, and the little routine of them walking into nursery is the walk into nursery and they go and put their coat and their bag on their peg. Mm-hmm. I'd forgot his coat and his bag, so I was like, it's okay, I'll bring them for you so that you've got them if you go outside. Sees while he's in the bag, he won't leave them at nursery. He wants to bring them home every day. Mm-hmm. So I was like, it's okay, I'll go straight home and I'll bring them back. So when he walked in, he didn't know what to do. Oh. So he was like standing there like this, and his eyes started to fill up, and I thought, I'm just gonna have to walk away. And I was like, bye, I'll bring them soon. And Glenn was like, he's crying. I was like, oh no. And I felt so bad all day, because I was like, I've started his day off awful.
Oh,
like,
they're funny, aren't they?
But it was like, obviously it wasn't a big deal, but I think just because he didn't know what to do, because he would normally walk straight to his peg, and then he had nothing to put on his peg. So then he was like, well, where do I go? And Glenn said his lip just started to quiver, but I'd walked away at that point because I couldn't watch.
Well, I forgot Eva's bag today.
Oh no.
But nothing was, I just went, I forgot a bag. And they were like, okay.
The woman at nursery was like, it's fine, we've got spares and stuff. And I was like, I just feel like he'd be happier in his own.
Yeah. Freddie used to come home in like girls' clothes and all sorts, anything that was like
one time I
left
picked Oaks
over
up from beach school when he went to beach school, and he had a pair of flowery leggings on.
That was
I actually quite like them.
Yeah, so we've all done that to a certain extent. Did I ever tell you this tale of my friend who actually forgot the baby was in the car?
No. Me and Glenn did the school run last week together. I think it might have been this same day. And as we were walking back to the car, there was a girl just driving away from our pram, and we were like, there wasn't a baby in it, and we were like, hello, and then she would like looked at us and we were like, your pram, and she got out of the car and she was like, thank you so much. I was like, you need to go get yourself a coffee.
Yeah, it was the middle of the winter. God forbid if it was summer, but she had a 2-year-old and a newborn, so sleep deprived. Went in the house with the 2-year-old. It had been a horrendous night. And then about 45 minutes later, our husband rang and was like, how's everybody doing? How's the baby? And she was like, baby's ran to the car and the baby's still asleep. And it freezing outside. But it was all wrapped up. None the wiser. And she was just like, oh my God, imagine. And I was like, don't imagine.
When I'm in the car, don't think about it. When I'm in the car, I always like have to check that everyone's there.
Yeah. 100%.
Right. Next one. Put my toddler to bed, all cozy, lights off, and settled in with a cuppa and Netflix, feeling like Supermom. That's how I feel every time that happens. An hour later, I hear giggling. He'd snuck out, emptied a whole box of Weetabix on the kitchen floor, and was sitting in it like it's a sandpit. Parenting win? How's that win?
I think she's being sarcastic.
Oh. Facetious. So this is where you need a baby gate on the door.
We've never had baby gates.
Have you not?
Nah.
I would. Honestly, if I didn't have a baby gate on Oaks's door,
yeah, but you have stairs as well.
Well, yeah, I've got stairs. But I think that I wouldn't be able, I mean, not that I get much sleep anyway at the minute, but I don't think I'd be able to sleep properly because I think that every single little noise, I'd be like, he's out of his room. At least I know if he gets out of bed, he comes to open the door and he's standing at the gate shouting at us. Mm-hmm. If he was, I would have major anxiety if I thought he was going to toddle into the bathroom, go.
You've talked about this before where you're like he's going to fall in the bath.
Yeah, he's going to fall in the toilet. Like I always, my sister, when my nephew was little, he'd got out of his cot, was still in a sleeping bag, crawled to the bathroom and was in the sink, had climbed up into the sink, and obviously they woke up and were like, what is that noise? And he was in the sink.
Oh my God.
Like, and that gives us anxiety.
Yeah.
Like I would not sleep properly if there wasn't a gate on Oaks's door.
Do what you've got to do.
And obviously he's got an ensuite in his bedroom, which is locked from the outside, because I just wouldn't be able to sleep if I thought that he was going to go in there and stick his head down the toilet.
Oh my God. The kids have never done that.
Yeah.
What I don't appreciate is when I just wake up and like Fred does this, he's just staring at us.
Yeah,
I'm like, Jesus.
Have you ever had a bit of sleep paralysis?
Get into bed. And he's like, I just can't sleep. I'm like, what? Like, when you walk in this room, say my name. Don't stand like a dead ghost staring at us.
Have you ever had
a bit
of sleep paralysis?
Do you know what that is?
What?
Dead person's lying on you. Where you can't move.
No, it isn't.
Dead person lying on you.
Right, so
Sam's lost her head.
Her
head's detached from my body.
I've only had sleep paralysis in situations when
you're in a
I know that someone's coming.
The ghost.
No. So say if Glenn had a night out, right? So if Glenn went on a night out and he hadn't took his key, so I had to leave the front door open, okay? And then go to sleep, which I can't do. I absolutely cannot do because the anxiety, yeah. But if I had to, right, if I went to sleep, I'd be in that sleep paralysis dream type thing, imagining that Glenn's coming in.
That's not sleep paralysis.
It is.
Sleep paralysis is where you're stuck.
Where you can't move, yeah.
Oh, so you're imagining him coming in?
Yeah, like, so I imagine that Glenn's coming in, or that I can hear Glenn coming in and it's so real, but I can't move.
Ghost. We'll have this in 2 weeks' time for the Halloween.
Anxiety.
Okay, well, my fact of the week. Stop reading ahead. Fact of the week. So, cheese does not give you nightmares. It can actually be a good sleep aid as calcium helps your body to reduce melatonin.
I mean, I know that that's a fact, but I'm going to say, like, I agree with that. And obviously I agree with it because it's a fact, it's right there. But I know because I have been a massive cheese eater my whole life.
Even though you're lactose.
Cheese, no.
What are you?
Well, I'm apparently intolerant to dairy.
Intolerant.
But I would call myself a cheese monster.
You know what other thing's good? Bananas.
Magnesium.
Give the kids bananas before bed. Sleep like a dream.
Yeah, for the magnesium, isn't it?
God
and
knows.
then, sorry, I've got an itchy eyeball. I got a really itchy eyeball.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I'm just going to do the closing.
All right, okay. Anyway, yeah, I've ate cheese before I go to bed all the time, and I very rarely have nightmares. Okay.
Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
Continue to share your shit. Continue to share. Or we got our first... you'll be able to see now because you can see the statistics.
Mm-hmm.
But I was looking the other day, I was like, who the hell is listening in Canada? Like, I was thinking there must be bots out there that's just like tracking stuff. No.
We have a listener in Canada.
We have a listener in Canada who is sharing it with all of our friends.
Amazing.
And I'm just like, that was just wonderful to hear. So Charlotte, big shout out, lass.
Whoop.
So do your thing.
I thought you were doing this thing.
Oh
but
no,
I'll do
that's
it.
my thing.
So yeah, guys, if you can interact. Oh, I didn't say that right. I missed the R. If you can interact
Me
with
mum
us.
says interact, and I'm like, that's not the right word.
If you can share our stuff.
Yeah.
Tag us when you're listening.
Are
Leave
you
us a
going to start
review.
doing that? once you get rid of the pink light, you'll start sharing.
Yeah, maybe, if I can bear to look at my own face in the reels and stuff that we post, then maybe I'll repost them. So I'll have a few treatments at work. I'll get a bit of lip filler, I'll get my
You
Botox.
do not need that.
I might get some salmon sperm under my eyes.
Gosh.
And if we colour this light in, then yeah, maybe. Bye.
See you soon.
This episode of Mama Social, the podcast, was filmed and produced by Flamingo Heights Podcast Studio.
Lauren, I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
I don't like
Why
you
you say
soon,
Lauren? Just say see you soon.
Steve.
Because we're talking to our listeners.
Ah.
See you soon.